Today's handstand class is for the beginner to intermediate. We're going to be doing handstand entries, we're going to be doing handstand conditioning, and we're going to be doing some balance work. I'm going to teach it like a real class, so join in with me. If you need more time on each of the drills, just pause the video, and then once you're ready to start again, click the play button. So let's jump in. First, let's warm up the wrists and the hands. So spread the fingers, shoulders on top of the hands, push the floor away, keep the arms dead straight. Start with some small circles. Just start to explore your wrists, see how far you can go out. Make the circle bigger and bigger, but try and maintain that weight in the hands and the straight arms. And then we can change direction. And then start to peel the hands up and down. Go through different directions, get through the knuckles, through the fingers, through the palms. If you find a tight bit, do more on that area. And then just sit back onto your knees, put your forearms together, interlace the fingers and do some circles. Try and again make the circles as big as you can. And then change direction. Next, let's open the shoulders up. So keep the hips on top of the knees. Walk the hands out as far as you can on fingertips. Tuck the tail under, so we want a strong posterior tilt. Make sure the toes are pushed hard into the floor. Keep looking at the fingers and then take the chest down towards the floor. Try and maintain that posterior tilt, so keeping the tail tucked under. Nice, slowly come back out of there. And then just jump up to a standing position. So just go shoulder width apart with your feet. And then all we're gonna do is take the hips backwards, trying to keep a anterior tilt or flat low back, and then stand all the way up again. So just going up and down there, go as deep as you can. Just winding the hamstrings up, locking the knees backwards. Now let's go a little bit wider, continue to do the same thing, so more of a straddle good morning. So turn the feet out slightly, take the hips backwards, keep the back flat. Now we're going to add the hands in. So when I get down to the bottom, I'm going to come onto the hands, load the shoulders, go up onto tiptoes, come back, open the hip up again. Same thing. Last one. Just into a hip flexor stretch, so I'm going to roll a mat up for the knee. I'm going to come down into a lunge position. I'm going to take the front foot quite far away from the knee. I'm going to tuck the tail under, so posterior tilt. Keep this nice and open through there. And I'm just going to drive the hip forwards, drive the knee forwards until I can feel a stretch down the front of that hip flexor. Hold for around 10 seconds, and then I'm going to come back again, do the same thing. Now if you have enough flexibility through the quad, see if you can lift up the foot, grab hold of the foot, do the same thing. So again, really focus on that posterior tilt, so not arching the low back in any way. We can do repetitions there or do a long hold. If you struggle to get up so you can grab hold of your foot, you could put your foot up on a step or onto the wall. And then let's just swap over, do the same thing on the other side. Start with the foot down. Nice deep lunge position, posterior tilt, pull forwards, 10-second hold. And then back and forth a few times. Strong posterior tilt. And then I'm going to lift up that back foot, grab hold of it. Pull the heel towards the butt, posterior tilt, and then drive the hip forwards as far as I can. Again, repetitions or a longer hold. Nice, and then come back out of there. shake the legs out. Next, I'm going to go into a back line drill or a hollow body position. So the goal here is to keep the low back in contact with the floor all the time. So low back there. If this is too hard to hold, you can bend the knees and bring the lever arm, bring the legs back into that position. You can place the head on the floor. We don't want to strain the neck, but ideally we're going to be in this position. So hands by the side, low back pushed into the floor, heels closer to the floor as we can, and we're just going to hold for 30 seconds. So I'm going to put the timer on, and this is going to give us a 10-second countdown before it starts. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and off we go. So low back pushed into the floor. Tuck the chin if you're in this position, so you keep your body as one piece, one segment. Squeeze the legs together, look at the toes. Make sure that low back is staying in contact. Remember, shorten the lever arm if it's too hard. So keep everything as one segment. Everything's just got a slight flexion to it. We don't want to have extension in this position. We need to make sure that low back is in contact with the floor. 5 seconds left. 2, 1, and time. Next, we're going to have a look at our kick up. So I'm going to place my hands down on the floor, one hand space away from the wall. I'm going to place my shoulders on top of my hands. I'm going to pick a focal point somewhere between the index fingers. I'm going to make sure that I constantly look at that position. And then I'm just going to see if I can kick to a freestanding handstand. Now, if you're not at this level yet, come back down again. Go exactly the same, but just see if you can touch the wall with both heels. And then I'm going to come back down again. If I can't do that one, I'm going to see if I can go 1, 2. And if that one's too hard, I'm just going to set up exactly the same, but I'm just going to try and touch the wall lightly with one foot. Now, whichever variation you have there, the goal is to do 5 repetitions in a row that are identical. If it feels too easy, try that next progression, but make sure the hands, the shoulders, the focal point all stay the same. And we want to try and get 1, come back down, 2, come back down. So show control throughout, make sure the setup is the same before you go for the next rep. See if you can get 5 in a row. So have a play with that one, pause the video if you need to. Check that shoulder position, check that hand position, check the focal point is staying the same every time, rep to rep, at the start, at the finish, and during the kick up. Next, we're going to move the conditioning hold up against the wall. So we're going to do a chest to wall handstand position. To change the intensity or the difficulty, we're going to move in closer to the wall. So the easier version is just going to be away from the wall like this. I can even put my feet up on the sofa or a box. I'm just going to hold that position there for as long as I can, or up to the 36-second max time, and then I'm going to come back down again. If that's easy, I can do exactly the same thing, but now I'm going to walk in closer to the wall, with the goal being to get all the way in, but only the toes touching. I'm still looking down towards the floor, still keeping that nice handstand line, not collapsing in any way. Hold there for the time, and then I'm going to come back out with control. So the goal is 30 seconds, then we're going to have 60-second rest, and then go again for 30 seconds. Okay, so this is going to give us the 10-second countdown again, and we want to be into position before the countdown finishes. So we've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 30-second hold. Make sure you're constantly pushing up, you're not allowing the body to collapse. Shoulders are staying on top of the hands, looking down towards the floor in your handstand position. And if you do need to come down before you fall down or before you sink or sag. You want to keep that nice reached up position, toes towards the sky, pushing the floor away. Body as one segment. And that's 30. Slowly walk back out. And then we're going to take a 60-second rest before we go again. Now while we're resting, we can just go into a Cossack squat. So a nice wide straddle position. I'm just going to bend one knee like it's doing a squat, keep the other leg straight, come back up. Swap over to the other side and just keep repeating. Just try and get a little bit lower each time. Try not to lean forwards too far. Try and keep the torso more upright. So the hips have to work. Try and keep the straight leg foot down on the floor as well. Don't allow it to turn up. Fifteen more seconds rest, and then we'll repeat that 30-second target again. Okay, round number 2 is going to give us the 10 seconds again. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, and 30 seconds has started. Same position as before, unless it feels easy. If it feels easy, go closer to the wall. Try and really improve on that line. So keep the tummy tucked in a little bit, glutes on just a little bit. You should still be able to hold a conversation. You should feel like you're in a strong position. If you are closer to the wall, only the toes on the wall. Don't let the thighs, the hips, the chest, or anything else touch. And that's it. Slowly walk back out and come back down. Same thing as that Cossack squat again. 60 seconds rest. Fifteen more seconds. And rest is over. Okay, let's go into our balance work next. So we want to be looking at our heel pulls. So we're going to push through the fingers to control our overbalance. So it's very important with these drills that we understand the why. Why are we doing this? So basically the overbalance drill is going to control the handstand when we start to fall with our back towards the wall. So if I'm in a handstand position like this, overbalance is when I go from the handstand to the wall and I can pull back from the wall to my handstand. And I have the control to do that. So exactly the same as when I stand on my feet, I can control to the wall and back again with my head. The body stays as one piece. I'm controlling that by pushing through my toes, using my feet to control the speed and the distance that I'm moving back and forth. Now the same as the kick-up drill, depending on your ability and current skill level with the overbalance drill, I'm going to be able to show you different levels. You just need to work on the one that you can do for repetitions. So we're going to aim for 5 repetitions here. So level number 1 is to kick up with confidence and control to the wall. So shoulders on top of hands, that focal point, kick up, heels together, squeeze the legs together. I'm just going to push through the fingers till my heels come off a little bit. Relax the fingers, go back to the wall again. So that's level number 1. Can I come off the wall? If I struggle with this one, put the legs over like this, squeeze them together, try again. So if you can come off the wall, come back again. But the goal there is 5 repetitions, pulling off the wall a little bit, come back again. If that's easy, we want to try and pull to our handstand, hold for a couple of seconds, then go back again. So the movement's going to be bigger than the one before, and we're actually going to try and get on top of our shoulders and our hands. So squeeze the legs together, pull from the wall to the handstand. 1, 2, go back to the wall very, very lightly, kiss. Then I'm going to pull back off again to the handstand, back again. Now the goal there is 5 reps. If you pull off too far and you fall down, just rest for a second, kick back up and continue. But the goal is 5 repetitions, accumulate them if you need to. And if that's easy, the harder level is to control from the handstand itself. So what we're going to try and do there is kick up to a handstand, so a freestanding handstand. Now I'm going to slowly go to the wall, kiss the wall lightly with my heels, come back to the handstand and repeat. Kiss the wall, back again. So my home position is the handstand, and then I'm purposely going to the wall and back again. I can make it harder again by increasing the distance from the wall. So now I have a bigger range of motion to go in before I touch, and then I'm going to pull back to the handstand. So work at a level where you can get 5 repetitions, even if you need to accumulate them over a few sets or attempts, but try and get 5 repetitions with control that are quality working reps. This isn't a 1 rep max, these are working sets that we should be able to repeat, and that's how we're going to make ourselves stronger in our handstand balance. Once I've done 5, I'm just going to have a sit down into a straddle position. So we're going to do some flexibility work in between our next set. So I'm going to sit down into this position. I'm going to time for 60 seconds. So as soon as you finish your 5 reps, let's just take elbows to the floor as the goal. If you can't do that yet, hands to the floor. Now if your position looks like this, raise your butt up on some mats, some weight plates, a box, whatever you need to feel that you can lean forwards a little bit. If you can get elbows down or hands to the floor comfortably, all we're going to do then is slowly walk the hands further away. And that's just going to pull us deeper and deeper into the position. Now I'll do that for the first 30 seconds of this. So we've done 30 seconds now. Now I'm going to go over to the side. I'm going to take the chest towards the knee, hands towards the feet. If I can, grab hold of the foot, pull the head towards the toes. From there, I'm going to rotate, take the shoulder down towards the knee, over the top. Then over to the other side, same thing, chest towards the knee. Grab hold of the foot if you can, pull the head towards the toes. Rotate, shoulder to knee. And then just come back in that middle position. You should feel like you're a little bit deeper there now. And that's 60 seconds. So come back out of there, and then we'll do another set of the heel pulls. So again, see if you can get 5 repetitions. If you got 5 repetitions comfortably, especially if you've done them all without coming back down, you're ready to try that next level. So same again, see if you can get 5. And then once you've done your 5, back into that straddle position for the last time. And then you have a choice. You could finish the session there, or you could continue with another set of balance or move on to one of the strength sessions. Now, if you already have my app, there's going to be a new section for handstand classes. And there's going to be a handstand class added every week. And that's going to be for handstand balance and for handstand strength. And if you don't have my app, the link is down in the description. In the app, you'll find all my programs, video tutorials, and new handstand classes are going to be added weekly. Reach out if you have any questions, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Thanks, guys.